So, I'm just going to take my Facebook page and make it public. For whatever reason, when I use Restream, it makes my, oops, get rid of the volume. It makes my personal page private. So, oh, that was strange. Hmm. Okay. So, part of the reason I'm on here is to start with expressing my heartfelt gratitude. Um, I'm learning for me to say something versus holding it in. And when I say this, this is not about the story or the details, right? For me, this is about how energy moves through us as individuals. I am not you, you are not me. And for me is, I'm just going to sort of encapsulate this in what I'm about to say here in this way. When I say the word I fly, so I'm flying solo, okay? That could mean many, many things. But to be very clear, hello, Melissa. To be very, very clear, is yes, I am single. I've been single for 11, 12 years, whatever it's been now. I don't allow people in and around me easily or lightly. Never have. But I didn't understand it, but I'm understanding it why now. And the solo part, when as I express that in this moment, for the last 6 months, I've been coming off antidepressants and anxiety medications. Um, I completed one 2 weeks ago, and the other one will be completed on Tuesday, which means no more covering up. So when I finished one a couple weeks ago, I noticed very quick, very soon. I'm going to use the word quickly, but very soon after that, that now by removing this antidepressant, because that's what's out of my system right now, is the antidepressant is there's no more masking. That drug is no longer in me to mask me. So that's where I'm flying solo. There's nothing, uh, I get nothing to hide. Get nothing to hide behind or to mask what I feel and what I'm going through. So when I say the word I'm flying solo, which means, man, I'm flying solo, with meaning no medications to suppress, to oppress this. So is what I've been going through for this. There's been a couple of weeks of this, but it's a combination of we all have our own personal lives and where we got this happening, that happening, right? I don't like dealing with the outside world. I've said that for eons. And with the outside world, most people think something's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I've always been a deep feeler. I've always been very deep. Based on my old programming, I didn't, I just remember and recall when I started my journey in 1996 that I had a partial hysterectomy. And shortly after that, like tears would just flow for no reason. And I'm going to say word no reason, but there was a reason. And that's how I now say got myself into trouble because I was dealing with the Western medical system and how they see this. Well, we'll medicate you for that. That'll help you out. Well, that's only a mask. That doesn't do anything for anything. Because I did not have this kind of community in and around me during this part of my journey. And I'm very humbled to be a part of such an amazing soul family of incredible beings. Because you guys, most of you guys understand, I'll phrase it that way. Most of you guys understand there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing. It's just I'm feeling a whole bunch of stuff intensely, and I'm dealing with something that I need to hold off to deal with this for 6 months with my doctor's support. And what set me off today, just the icing on the cake, I sent them an email 2 weeks ago because we have a hearing on Monday. I sent them an email on Monday with my doctor's letter stating need to postpone it for 6 months. And after I sent it, I had called, left a message with their lawyer saying, just want to make sure you got my email. No response. Sent a follow up email. Again, no response. I believe it was Monday I called. I think it was Friday or Monday. I'm not really sure, to be quite honest. Um, Again, I called and no, I called. That's when I called. She verified. Yeah, we got it. I said, so you're just waiting for your client to come back? She goes, yes. And so, in order to postpone this hearing, um, you know, I did a follow up email on Wednesday, and again this morning. And finally at 9:30, they come back and said, my client agrees. Now I'm trying to get this to the arbitrator so they can postpone the hearing from Monday. After a few phone calls to the arbitrator's office, in which I had just got an email before the second, well, I was waiting for the call back, and they tell me that you'll have to show up on Monday. That just set me off. It just, it just threw me, and I'm going, like, you know, I can deal with my normal day to day stuff. And it doesn't take 2 weeks to say yes or no. I call them mind fuckers, is what they are. They like playing games. And so it was, that's what set me off. That I'm not ready to confront them. I'm not able to confront them yet. Just not able to. Like I said, I'm flying solo within me. Nothing is shutting me off from anything I'm feeling. Nothing's medicating me. You know, that's when I. And I did, like, it was just that. There was something else too that was like just too much. just way too much. And that's when I reached out to you guys. I said I need some hugs and loves. You guys didn't need to know why. You just knew I asked. I asked for what I needed. And I'm getting better at asking for what I need. I'm not broken. You know, and I had to go into town. Wasn't expecting to. And when I got the email, told me that I got my cover in for my. This is the cover for my looper. That took care of something that was weighing on me, which was great. And it's not about my cover coming in something else, but it's attached to the company. And I just thank the universe because that took a load off of me personally for the moment. But as I was driving into town, I had the windows down because it's beautiful out. Yesterday was nice. Today was freaking beautiful. So I had my windows down. I rolled them all up and I just yelled. And I yelled, fuck. I just let that anger come and just yelled. And I don't do it very often. But I needed to do something to try to move this energy. And so that just gives you guys an idea. I'm sorry for the screeching there. Yeah, that's why I need the hugs and loves. I knew I'd be okay, but when you're in the middle of something and it's so fucking intense, I find usually I'm able to observe myself. But, inside me, I'm going, what is wrong with these people? Like, it's like a game they think life is. Life is not a fucking game. Meaning, play with people's emotions, playing with people's everything. And I had shared this the other day because these are the same people where I lost my home 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it is now. I did nothing wrong. They friggin' lied, said things were absolutely not true. And they had no proof to support what they're saying. And for me, I had to postpone originally. Well, it took a year to get the actual hearing. I had to postpone the first time. They postponed the second time. Now it's me. And I told myself inside of me, like, okay, this has to be resolved. And I know for me that I matter first. And I made myself a promise to me, not to you guys, not to anybody else, but to myself. That give myself 6 months. If I'm not able to do what it's going to take to hold them accountable, I will walk away. But I'm tired of people that are incompetent. Not incompetent, I take that word back. The games that people play because their own inability to take responsibility for themselves. So they project it and make it look like somebody else is the problem. Because it's like they saw me as a threat. I'll give you a little bit of view into this history. Because we all have our stories, and that's where details don't really matter, quite honestly. But I'll just generally tell you guys that they sent a notice out to all of us tenants advising us that we're switching because our housing was subsidized. And we got a notification telling us that that's no longer going to be there. You all have to apply individually to this company, which is a government agency. When I called up the government agency to find out how do I do this, I found out first of all because I was on government disability. I disqualified immediately. Doesn't matter about age, nothing. I disqualified immediately, which was about 70-80% of the people in that building. And so, in other words, anybody who was on government provincial, I'll rephrase this, provincial disability, you don't qualify. And I just, what? So I got the local MLA, which is, it's a government, but it's a legislative assembly. I know I can't think of what the M is, but it's a legislative assembly provincially. It's like saying the states, a state, right? And our provinces are the same as a state down in the states. So we had a newly elected representative, and I told her Tracy, and because I got the government involved to help us to save us from going through this, they're pissed at me. They looked at me as being a troublemaker. No, I'm looking after myself plus my fellow people that we will share this incredible building. So they maliciously told that all the eyes all of a sudden are on them, holding them accountable. I don't want to go down any further down this rabbit hole because I don't like going down that rabbit hole. I know it, but I don't want to speak about it. I don't want to give it any energy. But long story short is they, at the hearing, they said that I told the resident caretaker, called my resident manager, um, I, I, I was effing this, effing that to him, which is not in my character. Doesn't mean I don't fucking swear, but I don't do that. Don't. Not the way they presented me. They also said that I got hold of various government agencies saying that I was the representative of the tenants. Never. So again, go back to the hearing. That they made me out to look like a friggin', I could say the word monster. Oh, she's trouble. She's trouble. And that's why it's so important to me to hold them accountable because if I'd done something, that's one thing. But losing my home after almost 7 years being there because I got the provincial government looking at their behavior, their conduct, etc. And there's at least 10 to 12 residents who went to the MLA and signed a document for them to support them. Had nothing to do with me. They had to do it on their own, but they knew what I was doing. And I would never tell them who was doing what because they'll target people. So that's why I use the word mind fuckers. The the best of my knowledge, they have no idea about me, my life, who I am, because they're clueless to who I am. They think they can walk over me, treat me like a piece of shit or whatever. No. If I have nothing to do with them for the rest of my life, I'm very happy to not have anything to do with them. Why would I want those kinds of people in and around me? No. But I've gotten stronger because of that. Very strong. I believe in truth. I believe in honesty. And I believe in integrity. And the sad part is there's people out there that don't have any integrity. All they want to do is manipulate information, look the way they want it to look, instead of speaking truth. And when I reached out to you guys today, telling you that I needed hugs and loves, I could feel. I never really read anything before I went into town. I waited till I came back because I wanted to be present. But I could feel this incredible love coming in. I could feel it. I felt supported. I felt seen and heard, and you guys didn't even know what the fuck was going on. You didn't need to know what the fuck was going on. But anybody who's followed me for any period of time, you know damn well if I say I need hugs and loves, something's going on with Ernie. Here you go, girl. Right? And somebody who lives in the same building that he used to live in, she reached out to me privately. And she goes, "Does this have to do with him?" And I said, "Yeah." And I told her. Because I hadn't had a chance to tell anybody. You know, I didn't even know where to reach out, to be quite honest, at this moment. Because I don't want to talk about the story. And my friend, she said, "Does this have to do with him?" I go, "Yeah." And I just told her what happened. And that I was already feeling the love and support from you guys energetically. I could feel it. And by me saying what I said to my friend, the energy is starting to move, I could say. And I know I'm not the only person that's gone through this kind of stuff. And I think that's the thing where I'm learning because as I read every single person who is able to make a comment, some people send me messages privately. That's wonderful too. And as I read each and every single one of them, it was just full of love, support. Ernie, you got whatever's going on, you got it, girl. Right? But I'm here for you. If you need anything, let me know. That means a whole lot to me. It really does. And I think as I, read every one of you guys and I respond to every one of you. And if I missed anybody right now, my apology because Facebook is screwy. Because all of a sudden I'll find somebody like between 2 and 3 hours ago, but yeah, they just posted it 10 minutes ago, and it's all over the map. So I try to be very diligent in going back through every single one to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So because that is important to me. But as I process this, and that's why I'm on here right now, is being a part of this community where I don't feel I have to put on a facade like everything's peachy keen. Because there's times when it's not. We all know that. But if you try to think, put a facade on to other people that you want an image you want to hold up to the world, look at me. If you're looking for that in me, you're not going to find it in me because I'll be very truthful and honest with you guys, the best of my ability. But I'm never going to sit here and say that, oh, everything in my world is wonderful. That's a fucking facade. That's part of the game. And I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be able to come on here and speak and express my truth. Because I never had that. I never had that. And to know now I have that, it means the world to me. As I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. Excuse me. Because I've allowed some people in or near me, and I've had to make distance to, using my discernment. I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Oh my God. There's a and I do consider her a friend because, um, just because who she is when she speaks, so she's speaking to my soul. And, you know, I sent her a note saying, look, I have a sound bath, and if you want to come, and don't let money be an obstacle, right? I just sent her that, and then it turned into going back and forth a bit, but it was not, no facades, just being genuine. Fuck, this is rough. Yep. And that's the thing with this retrograde and everything that we're in the middle of right now. We just add more fuel to the fire. But I also know that whatever this intenseness is, I have to move through it. There's no longer that hiding with the medication. And I'm only speaking for myself when I say this, okay? I'm not judging anybody that is on medication. Good God, there's enough of that shit going on in our own community. We need to stop that. I believe there's a time and place for it all. This is my journey. But I also know I can share with you my journey. And I've been wanting to come off of these for a couple of years. And then October 21st, Spirit said it's time. And I felt as well immediately that I think I got this now. Because I have this amazing community. Because you guys took all this stuff that I had gone through and putting it into perspective. And the for me is when Spirit said it's time, and I start to recognize just before that, because my consciousness is getting higher and higher, but all of a sudden I was feeling this fogginess in my brain. Like, honest to God, it felt like a friggin' fog. And I go, what the hell? Because I just didn't see it before. I didn't recognize it before. And then when Spirit said, it's time to get off these, and I went, brand new doctor, the first time I ever saw him. And I know Spirit orchestrated this. First of all, it was a male doctor, which I've not had a male doctor in years. And I wasn't sure how he's going to respond because I didn't even know what he looked like. And I saw him and I could feel this because he's East Indian. He understood immediately. He could feel it. He knew it. And he just went, yep, okay. And I told him I have a support network already set up, blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't seen him since that first visit until a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, something like that, a couple of weeks ago. And, I got to thank him in person because most doctors wouldn't see it or understand the spiritual growth. But he understood it. And he supported me, whatever I needed. And it's like, I'm so grateful for this amazing community that I get to understand me better. Why I feel this, why that. I'm no longer running away from that part of me. I'm not trying to oppress that part of me. No. Because that's the beauty of me. That's my beauty. And if you've been listening to my music for any period of time, as I say that, anything over a year, you have experienced my music expanding. That expansion is me expanding within me. But ever since I started coming off these medications, I call it up leveling. And then this year, January, then we got March, and then now we're in April. Like it just like, and you know, I have a feeling. I can see your guys' comments. I'm not really trying to read them right now because it would distract my mind. But I think my friend Kate Lovely's on here, and I'm gonna. Kate, you asked me for a couple of things a while ago. I haven't forgotten. I'll get to it. I promise you. Yeah. But I'm learning to trust myself. And what I'm feeling, do I understand what the fuck I'm feeling? Hell no. Do I need to understand? Fuck no. But it's energy. And right now for me it's even harder because I'm on this last stage of coming off these medications. One's done, the other one will be Tuesday. And I have got my greatest tool, which is my guitar. Yeah. So I'm really flying solo. More ways than one. This is forcing me not to avoid. I have to sit with this. Is it comfortable? Fuck no. And the part this afternoon is where I was so frustrated is because with their behavior and conduct of taking 2 weeks to say yes or no, to me that's mind fucking games. And so now I have to somehow, I don't want to use the word muster up. Because I really, sometimes I use that word, but it's, I think, because it's too hard to have to sit here with an arbitrator and say, I sent an email on this date. I tried to call, left a message. I sent another email follow up, no response, both times. And when I did talk to somebody, yeah, got the email. I said, okay, just wanted to make sure, right? Because that's all I wanted to do. And then the last hour, literally, that's what it feels like. You know, they go, yeah. And it's like, now it's too late. I did everything that I was able to do with this poor person on the phone. I said, because one of the things I expressed, which is true for me, I did everything in my power to have this resolved because they decided to wait till the last minute. Now I'm forced to do something I'm not prepared for. I know I can get the strength. I know that. Because this is Friday. This is going to be Monday. And I may ask a friend to speak for me because I don't know if I can speak. Because all the emotions, everything's still there. I'm in control. I know I'm in control, but it's not about that. It's I'm dealing with fucking morons, and I'm not ready to confront them. I'm not ready. Can't. For me right now, it's what's important is me looking after me. If this arbitrator Monday says, despite you guys agreeing, I declined, I'm fucked. I won't have a chance. And because I'm tired of people using me as their punching bag. I'm standing up for myself. I did nothing wrong. And it just really boils down to I'm not ready to deal with them yet. I got all these records, and every time I thought of going looking at this stuff, it's just no. And now, with coming off these medications, like man, as I speak up about the medication side of things, I'm actually very proud of myself for my willingness. My heart felt so felt, wanting without knowing what was going to unfold for me by coming off these medications. And we're talking about good stuff. You know, these last few months, it's like my my music just going to a whole new level, and I'm just going for this incredible ride, getting the fuck out of my own way, and just allowing the energy to take me wherever it takes me. And then, I'm learning, I'm growing. And I think that's what we're all doing, uh, in our own way. In our own way on this journey that we're on. To me, there's no right, there's no wrong. This is my journey. I have to decide for myself what I'm going to do. But I'm also very clear within me why this, why that. And I got so much to look forward to. So much to look forward to. And, even I was talking to my friend from the old building where I used to live, and, she has mentioned a couple of times, and not very often, which I'm thankful that she doesn't say it very often. Maybe it's just time to carry on, let it go. And I'm very aware of that. But I can only let it go when I'm ready, because I evaluate myself. I'm not evaluating myself based on what other people say or their opinions, and that because most people project their fucking shit onto everybody else. No, don't project it onto me. You want to ask me so you understand, or maybe ask me a question, something I can evaluate within myself. But it's my decision, and I think that's the thing for all of us is, we dip our feet in a little bit here, a little bit there. I've had two amazing conversations. Um, I connect with so many people at Sology Fest, and I've had the a couple of weeks ago, or week or so, yeah, week or two ago, whatever it is now. Um, Actually come into my field, and some of you guys understand that way. What that means? It just means they come into my consciousness, right? Right. So Ashley Lee come in, and then she goes, "We should chat." I said, "Yeah, I'd love that." And then she says, "Tomorrow." I said, "Okay." I don't think she was prepared for me to say okay, but I was. And then, and I left her because my schedule is I'm busy all the time, but I'll make time for her, right? And it's nothing against anybody else. So Ashley and I talked for, I don't know, an hour and a half, whatever it was. And it was all heart, pure heart. Those are the conversations. Those are the people I want in and around me who operate from the heart to the best of their ability. Because you guys inspire and aspire me. By you speaking your truth about going within, like, you guys have all helped me by you just speaking your truth. Oh yeah, I think that's how Ashley and I got to talk. She was on with Todd, and just so if you guys don't know Todd Medina, I recommend you connect with Todd Medina. Spirit gave him the name Sology, and he does. There's a lot of transformations that are happening right now in Sology. That if you go onto YouTube, Facebook, Sology One Studios, right? There's all kinds of videos of different people that have done interviews there. Sology now has its own network. It's called sologynetwork.com. I'm very pleased and proud to say I'm one of the founding members. There's quite a few of us. All right, and so what's going to be happening within Sology? So Todd's still doing interviews, but they're not on Facebook because we all know about the 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 restrictions. I could say on Facebook, YouTube, and etc. Well, we have our own network now. There's no restrictions, none, and because right now, because it happened so fast. With Todd's been working on this for quite a few years, and it happened within 10 days. He found the right people. Boom, it's happening now. And what's going to be happening very soon? We're going to have our own app for Sology Network. It's in the works. These are all these things that are happening in the background. And so normally Todd does one to 1 to 3 shows a day, average, bringing people on like you, like me, to speak our truth. And the beautiful part about the Sology Network, no more filters. If you want to say the V word, go for it. If you want to say, anything, there's no limitation. So I'm going to be creating um, my own page within the network. I'll still be coming on here as well. Um, but I'm going to be merging, I'm going to merge both together. That's what I'm doing. Um, yeah, I sort of lost my thought here, but that's okay. But it's you guys who just tell your story. Because my intention is just to speak my truth for whatever it is within me in this particular moment. Because also by me speaking, I'm letting it out. That's how I move my energy, and I haven't got my guitar here, which is my soulmate. And this past 2 weeks, really hard. It's difficult. Difficult. I think would be a better phrasing word. And I'm trying not to bug Jake, saying, "How's it going? How's it going?" Right? And all I know, it was going to be a couple of weeks. So I'm just looking at the email. Are you done? Are you done? I'm looking for that email. And I can't wait to have her back because I miss her. Because this is how I get to move energy, is through her. And with this retrograde that we're going through and we are in, you know, like there'd be all this energy I get to shoot out right now. The only vehicle I have is me. And me coming on here and just being honest and truthful to the best of my ability. Sorry, I have to share this. I don't know who wrote this because I'm running on a few different platforms right now. And tell the mind to shut the fuck up. Yeah, yeah. I knew that. But like, today was just very much the icing on the cake. It's just too much. And that's why I just reach out to you guys. Just asking, and I'm learning to ask for what I need. I'm not broken. Not at all. Not at all. And I don't need to be fixed. Not broken. Never have been. But I didn't have the support that I now have. I now have support. Some of you may understand what I'm saying here, some of you may not. That's okay. But I feel loved. I feel supported because for me as a single person, like I mentioned, I allowed a couple people in and I just had to shift that. Just had to, right? And that it's nothing personal. It's just I like people that I can speak like this, speak from my heart. And speaking with, you know, I'm just going to say who it is, right? When I reached out to Charmony, and just to, say blah, 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 and then this conversation started, and it was just, she helped me, I helped her. It's not that our intentions were to help each other, it was just to speak truth. But I heard her for her. And I felt she's able to articulate exactly what I'm feeling. Because sometimes I'm not able to articulate what I'm feeling. And I don't have to articulate what I'm feeling. But she's one of these amazing people that can express that. And she said, I said, you're saying exactly what I'm feeling. And so that's how it was like heartfelt, genuine. And then whatever I was saying back to her, we were voice messaging back and forth. And everything that I was saying, everything that she was saying, we were mirrors back to each other to affirm and confirm within each other, I'm not alone. And that's when I felt, for me, and I know Charmaine felt the same way, is that it was like, wow, we're really not alone. It's about finding our tribe of people that resonate. Yeah, somebody just wrote in sync souls. Yeah. And we don't really have to look for anybody, just be aware of who they are. And what I'm finding is I'm finding those people who speak to my soul. And Charmony is one of these people, and how I found her, even though we were connected since last year apparently, she knew who I was because she was watching Soulology Fest. And I did not know she's just a ferry ride away from me. So she's like about 5 hours away from me, including a ferry trip. But when she was on with Todd, I could just, she was speaking to my soul. And that's where not everybody's going to speak to our souls the way some other people do. She spoke to mine. And then I was checking her out, and I'm going, God, those pictures look familiar. Like, where are you? So I did a little bit of dig within her Facebook thing, and I went, you were on the island, which we call Vancouver Island. And so reached out to her to thank her for what she spoke on Todd's show. No, actually, no, that was after we connected just before she went on with Todd. She told me she's on with Todd. I said, okay, I'm going to watch you, right? Because there was something there. I couldn't figure it out. Didn't need to understand it. And while she was on with Todd, just speaking her truth and listening and just being, and this energy is moving through me, of course, sit down here with my guitar, and that's how come her song, that's when her song was channeled. Well, she was on with Todd Medina, and that's why her song is called Sharmony. And it's just like when we spoke, it took this energy that we were both struggling. It was yesterday or the day before. I know it's the last couple of days for sure. When her and I spoke, conversing back and forth. And we know we may not talk to each other for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. We don't know because we don't need to. But we know each other is there. And that, having that kind of connection with people is priceless. It's just priceless. I had some guy just before I come on here, and he goes, I think he said hello or something. I can't remember. Got my phone right here. He goes, hi, happy friendship. Have a great weekend. So I just put a heart to acknowledge I saw it. That's all. Then he says, come to India. I responded saying, I do not do idle chat. He goes, then he says, I know, I just invited you. Then he says, bless you. I'm not responding. And it's, I think what's quite interesting is I speak of this is we all have our triggers. Okay, we all have our fucking shit, right? But that shit, when I say this, somebody made a comment, I think it was today or something, about when things happen and they don't trigger you, does it, that it tells me just how much I've healed. I don't know if I'm going to heal everything in this lifetime. I have no fucking idea. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. Because obviously I'm doing something fucking right. Because look where the music is coming out of me. I'm opening up to me. And the more I open up to myself and my vehicles and my guitar, I get to go to places that I never imagined within me. And you communicate with these incredible energies. And what they've been guiding me for the last 2 years using this looper. It's amazing. And another lady that I connected with is Ashley, there's Sharmony, there's uh, Kate Lovely, sorry. We've had one conversation, so we know we're going to have many more. But we don't need to talk to each other every day. I don't, you know, if there's a need, that's great. I'm here. But there's not, you just want to talk about whatever. I can't right now. I'm not able to. And I don't know if I will ever be able to. I'm being honest. All I can tell you is right now, nope, nope. But I'm learning to respect how I feel and not be rude to other people, but be very clear with other people. How they interpret it or whatever, that is on them. And this character, that's the term I'm going to use, who's from India, come to India. Excuse me, that's idle chat. You're trying to whatever. I have no time for that. So I'm going to get rid of his energy. And I've cleared up a few other people that were on my thing that, my name is Ernestine or Ernie. That's it. I'm not honey. Oh, honey, how are you? Oh, honey, honey. Like when I say this, there's this lady, I've told her now multiple times, my name, I don't like people call me lovely. And when I say this, please understand, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. And that, because I'll even say to you, hey, hon, how you doing? But it's a loving thing. But because I use people's names, my name, right? And just here's a little history for you guys about me. My full name is Amy Ernestine, and they nickname me Teeny, okay? And I don't know, it was like 9 to 11 years old, something like that. And I told my parents that I wanted to change my name. They asked me to what? I said to Ernestine. And they said, okay. So I told everybody, as of this date, this time, you guys have to call me Ernestine. If you call me Teeny, I'm not going to respond. And that's exactly how I got everybody to change. And but as I reflect back on that, it was me reclaiming me. Then when I get into high school, it got shortened down to Ernie because of sports. Can you imagine playing basketball? Ernestine! It just doesn't go. So got down to Ernie. And then about 2016, 2017, something like that, I realized I really like my full name, Ernestine. So I reclaimed it. I reclaimed my full name. And I don't mind you guys calling me Ernie, and it's Erne. Okay. And there's no A in my name, EAR. No, it's Ernestine. Just saying. Okay. Um, you know, but there's people that are in our community, they don't refer to us as with a name. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely you. Lovely you. Lovely you. You're talking to everybody. And so this person the other day, I said, this is just a friendly reminder to you, and I've told you this before. I don't like anybody calling me lovely, sweetie, hun, right? It's Ernestine. And I know that they're going to go in one ear out the other. But it doesn't speak about me, it speaks about themselves, that they don't respect other people and their boundaries. Some people may say, well, what's the big deal? She's being endearing. I'm not saying she is or isn't. I'm just saying my name is Ernestine or Ernie. And if we're having a conversation, like even, I'm going to be honest, Charmony, in our voice messaging back and forth, and she goes, "Oh, hon, you're just that," and then she goes, "I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have said that." And I responded back to her, said, "Look, I'm fine during a conversation. We're having a dialogue, and that comes up. That's fine. That is part of a dialogue. But you also know my name, and you show me respect by acknowledging I do have a name. My name is not Lovely. My name is Ernestine." And a lot of people may sit there and minimize and dismiss us because of our boundaries. That's on them. Don't compromise ourselves for the sake of somebody else's feelings or their opinions. We're not responsible for other people's opinions. The only person we're responsible for is ourselves. And it's just like, if I don't tell you something, you will not know. But I feel certain things I need to address. And that's one thing I will address. It's, like my beautiful longtime friend, and I've known her for what, 2.5 years? In our conversation, she'll go, "Oh, hun, you're just so sweet." Right? But it's not meant, it's done in a loving way. I'm okay with that stuff. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying here and take what I'm saying as black and white. It's not black and white. I'm just saying that every single one of us have a fucking name, right? And if we're talking and having a conversation, I'm not saying you have to call a person by the name all the time. It's not about that. It's about people respecting us. First of all, I think this is what it is. It's us respecting ourselves and stop compromising because of how they may feel. Think about this. How in the fuck do I feel? And that's what this is. And that's where there's people in our spiritual community. We have to be careful. We have to use our discernment within our own fucking community. Use it. God has given you the greatest gift in everything within you. That is your gut, your instincts, and your intuition. It's a muscle. It's always there. But if you're not sure what it is, I can send you to certain people. And when I say this, I can talk the way I'm talking right now. If you were to say to me, well, where is it? Well, I'm not able to do that at this time. Sometimes I'm able to. But at this moment, if I'm not able to answer you in the manner that you so deserve, I know people and I'll get them to translate to help you to understand. I can only speak for myself. And I was in, and it's just, and that's why I'm so grateful, because there's not one single person that has all the answers. And if somebody tells you you should come to my workshop or to my course because I'll teach you, teach, we can understand ourselves and uncover these parts within ourselves to where they will guide us to learn to understand these parts of ourselves so we can open up and expand within ourselves. Nobody can teach you this stuff. They can help you open up, but if they make you think that they're superior to you and they know better than you do, run for the fucking hills. We have those people in our community. I left somebody which I have respect for him, but when I chose to leave his group because he didn't respect what I was saying to him, because this is something that really is pissing me off, and I'm going to be very honest with you. And I know part of it is where I'm at right now. I know that, but I'm also honoring myself. Is it, and I know a lot of you guys have been experiencing this too. Every time I turn around, somebody's created a chat group on Messenger. And then what's happening in the groups, they're flagging everybody every time they fucking put a post up. I already have control to every group I belong to in what kind of messages I get and when and how. I have that control. I don't need anybody to tag me. Now, if there's a real special event that's happening, right? That's once in a blue moon I can handle that. But right now, it's just like the last what, I don't know if it's just me, you guys, and I'm okay if it's just where I'm at, and I get that. The last 4 to 8 weeks has been off the fucking charts. And it's sort of simmered down a little bit right now, which is nice. But I said to this guy, like, just what I just said about I have control over my own settings. And I'm getting tired of being tagged, not just by you, but other people as well. Why do you feel it's necessary? And he couldn't answer me. His response was, well, the only way that can change for you is, I can take you out of the group. That was his resolution. And I just sort of sat back and I went, wow. Right? And then, and it took him 3 days to respond to me, by the way. I'm not saying somebody has to respond immediately, that isn't my point. And then he did it again. I went, okay, I'm out of your group. I left and I sent him a message, told him I left. But what happened was that I felt, that's the key word I'm going to use right now, I felt when I made that decision, there's dark energy. And that's what was going on. And it doesn't matter if you're a shaman, however you pronounce it, a shaman, or if you're a light worker, or if you're this, you're that, it doesn't matter. Those are just fucking labels. But there's dark energies within our own community, so we have to use our own personal discernment. And don't think because somebody's this or that, and put them on a pedestal. No, use your discernment. And that's what I'm using for myself, is my discernment. and I'm learning. And I'm so grateful for the people that I've allowed in. I'm even so grateful for the ones that let them in and let them go again, right? And that's where I'm growing. That's where I'm growing and expanding. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just so fucking grateful for my heartfelt willingness and wanting my soul's desire to be free, to be who I am. And I'm so grateful for every single one of you that's listening now or later, or anyone that's not even going to hear this. I'm so grateful for every single one of you guys. I'm just so grateful. Just so grateful. So I think I moved a lot of energy. I'm feeling better. I have to admit that. I will admit that. And that's where I'm proud of myself. I'm not, there's times when I isolate myself from you guys. But I'm not isolating from you, I'm isolating from myself. And that's where Charmaine came into play to help me break out of this. And I did the same thing for her because we're both feeling a need to isolate. And no. So here we are. And I will tell you this, I can't wait to get my guitar back. Oh, I cannot wait. And I think this is only the second time I've sat in my studio here. But I think when I did a live, I was in my chair and then my battery was about to die, so I had to come into my studio. So I finished off the live there, but I've not been in here, and it's I could use the word difficult because my dad's guitar is not here, my guitar is not here. Both of them are at the hospital. I call it the hospital, and just taking the pickup off my dad's guitar, which is brand new, and putting it into my guitar because my pickup started to act up. If you guys noticed, um, a week or two before I brought her in, so I'm glad she was acting up when she did because she's in the right place to get fixed up. So just switching out my the pickup I put in my dad's guitar to put in mine, and that. So I'm just I could hang up now and there could be an email from Jake saying come get her tomorrow, and I'll tell you as soon as I know when I'm picking her up, I'm going to be letting you guys know. And then on my way home, I'm going to let you guys know, and I'm going to give you guys about, from the time I get home, about 20 minutes, and I'm going to be doing a live. Yeah, yeah. So there's lots of energy that needs to be expressed, and do I have any fucking idea what's going to come out? I have no idea. But I want to include you guys on this part of my journey, because we're not alone. None of us are. We think we are because we don't know who to trust anymore. Let's not. I'm going to rephrase this. I'm going to rephrase that to this: that we used to think that biological family was the be all end all. We've now figured out over the years, mm-mm. And for me, is I've spent most of my life by myself. No regrets. And I'm so grateful for Todd, Todd Medina, because by him being who he is, speaking about himself and how he operates his life, is to help me. He has helped me to give myself permission to be and honor myself and whatever my needs, wants, and desires are. It's not about your guys' wants, needs, and desires. It's mine. And he's helped me to see. And by the way, I sent him a voicemail message on this very thing, expressing my gratitude to him because he's helped me to understand myself. Like, because I say to people, I don't talk. I don't. And I don't do well in crowds. Never have. right? People try to talk to me, I don't know what to fucking say. I have a hard time with, superficial, how you doing? Good. How are you doing? Good. That's about it, right? I want substance. I want to talk about stuff inside, heartfelt stuff. That's where my comfort is now. And it has always been, but I just didn't understand what it was. And that's why I thank Todd, because what somebody else thinks of how I choose to live my life, quite frankly, it's none of their fucking business. It's my business. But people, you know, I don't need to hear other people's opinions. Keep it to yourself. And if people's going to listen to their gossip and their whatever, I'm not into that. I don't want any gossip. I don't want any of that shit near me. You may have an experience with somebody. Did you actually talk to that person about how you're feeling and why? Most likely not. I'm not saying you have to. No, that isn't what I'm saying. Not at all. I don't even know why I said that, but anyway, my beautiful brothers and sisters, I'm gonna go back into my cave. I'm gonna take a Epsom salt bath tonight. Somebody when I posted Eat Hugs and Loves, somebody suggested that, and I went, "That's a good idea." Wow. Just as I say that, fuck, I gotta put this up here, Jesse, I think it is. If I mispronounce Jessie, did I say that correct? I hope I did. Because it was when I said what I said, it was 111 that I was on here, and it's the same thing with Charmony the other day when we were chatting, and when I said her whatever is exactly 4:44. When I said her something else, whatever, it's magical if we pay attention. And it's like all of a sudden I went, okay, it's time for me to go. Okay, thank you very much. I like because I feel it's very important that I want to pronounce your name correctly. Because yeah, thank you, Jesse. So I said it properly. It just spelt differently. Thank you. Welcome to my world, sister. um, some of you guys I've gotten to know over the years. Some of you guys are fairly new to me. So you guys get to, yeah. I'm speaking more than I've ever spoken in my life because I'm opening up to myself totally and completely. So, on that beautiful note, and I just realized something, by the way, I need to tell you guys is I thought I was running off my mic, that I'm hearing myself in my own ears, that I got my headphones on. And I just realized that I didn't have that set up. So, because I turned down the volume when I went and blew my nose, you guys heard the whole thing. So, my greatest apologies because I did not realize that you guys weren't being fed off of my system. So, I was trying to be real polite about it, but that I wasn't. But I tried. Sorry, it just like wow, right? Gotta laugh about it. Gotta laugh about it. And I cannot wait to meet you guys and for you guys to come and hear me in person. Because I feel like it's, yeah, look at world. Here comes Ernestine Day, the soulful guitarist who channels energy from source through her guitar without using words. We get so fucking messed up and trying to find words to put to this or that. That's not my specialty. My specialty, my voice is my guitar. And by the way, just a reminder to everybody who's new to me, I have a sound bath on the first and third Sunday of every month at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So the next one is not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So next weekend, the following weekend, week in a few days, having a sound bath. Suggested donation $20, or pay what you can. And if I don't need to know what's going on in your life, if you'd like to come and pay later, just let me know. You'll be in. Okay. The video does remain up for 24 hours, at least 24 hours. People found out. But I promise you, will stay. The video will remain up for 24 hours. So you want us to do it 5, 6, 8 times. I asked some of the people. I know I missed one person. I asked them to put comments about my sound bath in case you're not sure. And if you would just want to come check it out to see if it resonates with you, that's okay too. Come. If you like what it is, then you can donate. Okay, I'm good with that too. That's just how I roll. Anyway, so love you dearly. Thank you guys all so much for the hugs and loves today, because I know I matter, but it's nice to know that other people see that. And I'm asking, and I'm learning that within this community to ask for what I need. And I don't very often ask, as you guys know. But today I needed some hugs and loves, and I received it. And I received every single one of them with heartfelt attitude. So I'm going to say goodnight, and I'll see you guys. I'm not sure when, but definitely when I get my guitar. You guys will know. Okay, hugs and loves, everybody. Thank you very much.